All these years, I'm a businessman. I am a well-established person. All these properties...
Are you able to respond to people who have also started questioning that, at least by the calculations they are making, you must have been 21 before acquiring that particular property. What were you doing amongst others?
Don't worry. Let's get there.
Maybe briefly on that.
No, not briefly. It's an important thing. Don't say briefly. When we finished school, 1997, we had to stay home for 2 years. So I came to hustle in Accra. Through the hustling and schooling, I found my way at Ghana Post. So I was working as a post boy. Rose through the ranks to principal post officer. I was given a scholarship to go and study at Kivas. When I went to Kivas, 99, got in 2001, before I'd come into office. In July, when we vacated, I didn't go back to school because there was a career counseling and they introduced us into entrepreneurship. So I abandoned school. My colleagues know. I left Kivas at level 300. Okay? I didn't go back to school. I abandoned school to come and chase money. I bought my first Mercedes, my BMW. I still have those old cars packed.
Okay.
No, Emefa, you must hear this. You brought it. Even if it is the last minute. No, we are not done.
But we've heard you.
No, you want to know. Please get the facts. And I started running my business. I'm married. I had my wedding at age 23. My wife was 22. Is that okay? I started running Excel Courier, a multi-million-dollar investment. Stanchart gave me $5 million facility. Barclays Bank gave me $10 million facility.
Now you're sounding like you may be bragging.
I'm not, because you need to know the fact.
Yes, I need to know. I've heard you. But how do you respond to criticism?
Emefa, do you want us to have a conversation?
At least I don't want to go through.
You said that some people said, how did I acquire? I wasn't in public service. Wait, you say some people are saying I was too young.
Of course, they've
I'm saying that, sure, I will answer.
But you've answered.
Though I was not in public service, I started business early. I've worked for Guinness. I have my trucks. We're doing work for Diamond Cement from Tablibo to Togo to Aflawo to Bupe. My tankers haul from Ivory Coast all the way to Jos Plateau.
We can't go through all the things
my business in Awaso
how do you then
quite
respond?
A number of people.
At least let's go back to the
I am not one of those people who would come in and I'm not a tenant. I am a landlord. I'm not somebody who will buy property and put it in somebody's name. I won't do it.
Okay.
I will never do it. It is my bona fide.
Yes.
And I am proud of my work as a businessman. It's the reason why I didn't go into government. The reason why I told my regional minister when we won power 2017 that said, because of my business, I won't go. It's the reason why even in 2021, Kennedy Japan fought me. That we are saying Kwakye Interior Minister, I will say won't pay. We are saying Kwakye Health Minister, I will say won't pay. Me say because I'm running my private business.
Okay.
I want to run my business. I don't want to go into government. I would want to go into government when I'm in my late 50s or in my 60s. At that time,
and you are living that dream now. That's
I would have settled in.
Let's talk a bit more.
I just need you to understand.
Mr. Minority Leader, I've heard you.
No, let me conclude.
Okay.
I would hear you. Let me conclude. The gentleman brought a search report and created the impression that my lands in Winneba are state land. With the greatest respect,
we've checked on that.
You've checked, and what was your outcome?
What I'm saying, at least that land is not a state land. At least, I would give my producers that, so we put that.
I would end it.
But I would want to find out, back to the vetting or Appointments Committee. Do you get the sense that it's become a forum for settling personal scores and re-litigating matters that could have been dealt with somewhere else?
Emefa, again, I believe that if you've watched Honorable Bagbin of Nadole Kalio as he then was, and his vetting, you won't draw this conclusion. I believe that if you've watched Harun Idrisu, look, in 2017 and 2021, we spent hours where Muntaka would bring videos.
It's not really about the hours, but it does appear that it looks like personal scores have been settled.
Okay, so give me an example.
Using the Appointments Committee is the criticism. And it does appear that competence is not the key concern for the committee. And you have come under that criticism.
Give me an example of personal scores. Who do I have a score to settle with?
You don't have a personal score with anyone?
No, ask who.
Okay. So at least, let's talk about the three, at least Omani Bwama has gone through. How about Ablakwa and Sam George?
We've not taken a decision.
Or there will be a secret.
We've not taken a decision yet. You know that.
How is it going?
You know that Speaker made certain statements on the floor, and we recuse ourselves. I'm sure from tomorrow, when we engage, we will know what to do. We've not taken a decision yet.
Okay, but does it look like they will go through a consensus or
we've not taken,
your side?
We've not taken a decision
yet.
When we take a decision, the public will know.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about the suspensions. I promised our listeners and our viewers that we have a number of questions that we'll go through, but our radio audience will leave us at this point, and the Walk with Jesus will take over. But we continue right here on the Joy News channel, on myjoyonline.com and all our social media platforms. I promised you, and we're going to take all the questions, a number of them that have come in, but the suspensions. As a result of Thursday's incident, I've seen the concerns that your side have raised. What exactly is going to happen going forward? Well,
Mr. Speaker, we call him Father. He is the father of the house. He's taking certain decisions. Our side is not happy with it. We believe that we should be able to engage him. Throughout this weekend, we've not had a successful engagement yet. I'm sure tomorrow, being Monday, we'll be able to sit with him and express all our concerns and find a solution. So, to that extent, I would say that let's wait and see. Okay.
But the walkout, for instance, that led to at least pave the way for all nominees.
We didn't walk out.
Okay. What happened?
We recused ourselves. Your reporter was there. And for some time, let's deal with the facts.
So you just recused
We recused as a result of Mr. Speaker's ruling.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker said the selection committee should meet immediately to reconstitute
the committee.
The appointment committee.
Yes.
So we said, we drew the chairman's attention because the chairman and I were both not there.
Yes.
It was my whip who came to report to me the happenings in the
So where I was going with this is that, are you going to then challenge the legitimacy of the work the committee did after you recused yourself?
Emefa, I've told you that we would engage Mr. Speaker tomorrow. All matters will come to the table for discussion.
Okay.
Don't let me rush to say this or that or that. First of all, we need to engage the man, and I want to give him that respect to engage. If things get to the point where we all expect, I'm sure we'll be fine.
Okay.
Whatever it is, there would be a way out. So you wait, let's engage Mr. Speaker, so that we bring clarity to all the issues.
Okay. We'll simmer a bit and go to the questions, but you're a Catholic. You went to church today?
No, today I wasn't at Mass.
I'm going there because we've heard, at least we've seen the statement from the Catholic Church, at least the Accra Diocese, Archdiocese. It was as a result of that question you posed as part of your vetting, the issue about Freemasonry. It came up. Some have wondered why religion and secret society, amongst others, came up during that, but I'm sure you tell us why. I asked that because they've said that a true Catholic cannot be a Freemason. So which one are you choosing? You still maintain you're a true Catholic and still be a Mason?
Okay, so I am under the Cape Coast Archdiocese.
Okay.
My Archbishop is Pamaboka. My Archbishop has not written a letter to me.
At least they've not issued a statement by the Accra Archdiocese.
Can I finish?
Okay. That's a statement.
Can I finish?
Finish.
I listened to you in silence. Archbishop Pamaboka has not written to me. I've not been denied an opportunity to take communion. Father celebrates Mass with me, either at home or in the office. I think that many people have misconception about Freemasonry. So hear me on this and quote me any day. 1, Freemasonry is not an occultic society. 2, Freemasonry is not a secret society. Freemasonry is not an antichrist organization. I am a Christian, and I will not join a society that is an antichrist society. Those things you watch on TV, they say occult, taking blood, doing those mumudious things, that's not Freemasonry. In fact, at the perfection stage of Masonry, you must profess Christ. I believe that when the opportunity comes for us to sit, my bishops will realize that there's no difference between Freemasonry and the Marshallans and that of the Knights of St. John's.
Really?
These are fraternal societies that talk about value systems, that talk about how we should live our lives, okay? And I decided bring it. This is the Rose Choir. This is the book. This is Rose Choir. When you perfected, okay? Everything in this is about the New Testament. Everything in this book, I will leave it with you, is about Christ. And if you have time, I want to read something to you. I want to read something.
Briefly.
No, you need to know. If you don't have the time, let us leave it. Because me, I don't want to read
please,
in between.
This is also my studio. This is
so I won't force you.
Committee.
I won't force you.
If I say briefly, we go briefly.
No, it can't be brief. You are supposed to know. If you wouldn't have time, we can schedule another time.
This is not a Bible. I would wish to know a Bible.
So I will leave it to you.
Yes, leave it to
I don't want to read part and leave another. I want you to have a full understanding. If me, Kwame, sitting here, I know that Masonry is some occultic society. I won't even talk about it. Or it's some secret bee that I have. There are, in Freemasonry, we have Methodist priests who attend Masonry.
Okay.
We have a lot of Christians. No. Let me explain something. I'm sure that because of this issue of the Catholics and the Anglican, the history, you know how Anglican came out of the Catholic Church.
The Church of England.
I think that is basically historical. The rivalry is historical. But it's nothing very substantial, okay, that will say that, oh, there's something. With the greatest respect, I believe that whoever is criticizing Masonry has not had the opportunity to know what Masonry about.
So in brief, you disagree that a true Catholic cannot be a Mason?
I am saying that in principle, there should be nothing wrong with a Catholic being a Mason.
If the Archdiocese of Cape Coast also issues a similar statement,
no, they won't issue a statement. I know Pamaboko. If he has, His Eminence would call me and engage me. In fact, I didn't want to comment on the statement that was in circulation. But if you look at it, was it really a statement? It was a letter that a Reverend Father has written to a bishop, and the bishop had responded, and it found its way in the media. That is why I'm very careful, because I try to pay attention to detail. If you are not careful, you go and say something and you'll be wrong. A letter was written seeking clarity, and the bishop responded to the letter. As to how the response found its way in the media is a different matter. But let me tell you that last week, today is Sunday, right?
Yes.
I think on Thursday, second deputy speaker is also a Catholic. He called me that, some of our bishops have asked for my number and they want us to meet to have a discussion, which is very good. When we have the discussion and, we're able to come to a conclusion, I'm sure that the public will get to know. But for now, there is nothing that I would say stand in the way of Christianity because of Masonry. No, it is not.
Okay.
It is a noble society that teaches how to live life, how to even be a better Christian. Okay,
let's take some more questions. At least this is the time we start taking the number of questions that you've sent in. So yeah, if you're ready, you project the questions that we've received so far. I try and see if I can read the comments. So this one is from Kofi. Has the vetting committee become a forum to settle personal scores or really matters? Yes, there's one, yes. So we've gone through that one. Let's go through the next batch of questions. Yeah, and this one is from Steve and says, wondering why we've turned the vetting into inquisition and retribution, leaving out competence and suitability of the candidates? That's Steve's question. We go on. Let's take a number of them. Let's go through a number of them, and then we can take responses, because it looks like some of them we've responded to. Maunyo says, what kind of democracy are we practicing such that the opposition is only there to ensure the government does not succeed? That's one question that I'm sure we haven't spoken to that we can respond to. Yeah, let's go. And Abu says, I want you to ask him if he thinks it's fair to hold the whole nation at ransom with his endless questions. Does he think that having the right to ask unlimited questions mean he should be reasonable about it? That's Abu's question. Yeah, let's go. And Ebo says, does he think he was fair to the clerk who only operates on the orders of the chair of the committee per their standing orders? So this is an issue. And he's asking if he will apologize to her now that he's aware she's not the one in the wrong. Okay, he's responded to that question. And Kojo says, please play back this abusive public attack of the female clerk. Is it that the example he wants to set for his sons and other young Ghanaians of how to talk to women? And that's Kojo's question. Joshua Clue from Teshi says, per the latest poll by the Global Info Analytics, 64% believe Honorable Afenyo Markin's performance during the vetting is not satisfactory. Would he reconsider his methodology?
You have to validate, Emefa, if you would just allow propagandists. Then next time I won't come to your platform.
These are questions from viewers. Let me just go through them.
Hold on. Let me tell you something. Hold on. You see, there is a way you as the host would have to see through things.
Yes.
You don't read because somebody is texting. You get my point. Otherwise, next time you find it difficult for somebody to come to your platform. Don't worry, you do it.
Please,
you do it.
Please.
You do it.
I understand the concept. The only question I read right now.
I've been on various platforms, things that are not factual. The host will not read.
The info analytics is. Have you seen that poll? Have you seen the poll? Okay, so you have concerns about the poll. I understand.
Please.
But I have not read anything derogatory against you, have I?
We are politicians. Okay?
Yes.
We operate in a political environment. Don't bring me here and deal with somebody's political so-called survey and you come and tell me, why is info analytic not dealing with people who claim that they are paying they earn 15,000 Ghana a month, yet they pay dollars for their rent for 8 years. They are not running a
poll on
them. Let's be fair. If you do that, next time I will readily come here. I've been busy today. Out of respect for you,
we appreciate that.
So don't bring me here.
I appreciate that.
Say, anyway,
so you have concerns about the global info analytics.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
I've gotten a text. I'm not reading for. Let me read something to you to make the point. And listen, when I'm done.
So this is from the
Freemasonry.
Okay, good.
Let me read to you. Who had believed our report, and to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? For it shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as a root out of the dry ground. He had no form nor comeliness, and when he shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him. He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows, and acquainted with grief, and we hid as it were our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. Surely he had borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. Yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of God, and afflicted. But he was wounded for our transgressions. He was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with his stripes we are healed. All we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned every one to his own way, and the Lord had laid on him the iniquity of us all. He was oppressed, and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He is brought as a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before his shearers is dumb. So he opened not his mouth. He was taken from prison and from judgment, and we shall declare his generation, and who shall declare his generation? For he was cut off out of the land of the living. For the transgression of my people was he stricken, and he made his grave with the wicked and with the rich in his death, because he had done no violence, neither was any deceit in his mouth. Yet it pleased the Lord to bruise him. He had put him to grief. When thou shalt make his soul an offering for sin, he shall see his seed. He shall prolong his days, and the pleasure of the Lord shall prosper in his hand. He shall see of the travail of his soul, and shall be satisfied. By his knowledge shall my righteous servant justify many, for he shall bear their iniquities. Therefore will I divide him a portion with the great, and he shall divide the spoil with the strong, because he had poured out his soul unto death, and he was numbered with the transgressors, and he bare the sin of many, and made intercession for the transgressions.
Point is,
who is this referring to?
I haven't heard Jesus in there.
Who is this referring to?
You should tell me what exactly is happening.
Well, I'm sorry. If you don't want to be engaged in a conversation, let's leave it to the jury. So I'm telling you that this rose choir, perfection state, the highest level of masonry, is all about the New Testament and Christ, the teachings of Christ.
Okay.
It is talking about the sacrifices Christ made. And it is therefore reprehensible for anybody to say that Freemasonry is an occultic society. You must profess Christ to be perfected.
That point you made.
People don't know, and they say things. For hope, faith, charity, everything is there. Read.
Okay.
I will not belong to a society that does not accept Christ. Else, I won't even talk about it.
Well, that's the point you've made. That's the point you've made, and we appreciate that.
People, you see, people don't know. They say things. And then this is the Mark Masonry. It talks about the rejected stone. It deals with situations where people think that they are perfect and they look down upon people. So the whole practice of Mark Masonry is to let you appreciate that those who are placed at the lowest ebb of fortune's wheel are supposed to have your regard.
I promise you, we need to have a show especially for education on Freemasonry, but this whole program cannot be about Freemasonry.
But who asked the question? Was I the one who brought it up?
But you've responded.
Was I the one who brought it up?
You've responded, but you are still going on about this. There's a question about what kind of democracy we are practicing, such that
you be answered.
You have been answered.
Be ready for knowledge. You couldn't even say that the quotes refers to Jesus. You couldn't profess Christ.
I read a Bible, and once it's talking about Christ, it will mention
so
Christ.
Why did you say
this is not the Bible, so you can't force that on me.
Emefa.
But
the public is watching.
Let's talk about Maunyo's question. It says, what kind of democracy are we practicing such that the opposition is only there to ensure the government does not succeed?
That is not true.
Okay.
It is the first time in the history of the Fourth Republic that we are seeing ministers through. When we were in power, wearing the NDCs, remember Kojo Adu Asare, what was his sin? Merely because in the 2020 there was a debate and he made reference to John Mahama as Papano. The NDC got upset with him. They held on to that and they took a vote on Adu Asare. Remember?
Yes.
What did Adu Asare do? Let's talk about KT Amon. What did KT Amon do? They took a vote on him. The judges that they took a vote on. You see, let's be fair. We have been most cooperative. The few instances that we have held people's feet to the fire, these same NDC guys are all over the roofs attacking us. Look, how many? We've done about quite a number of these nominees. And all of them, we fast-track them. They would invoke Order 104. Instead of waiting for 48 hours, Muntaka, we programmed him for a week to be vetted. In 24 hours, we vetted him.
Yes.
Because they said there was an emergency at the Interior Ministry
that he needed to resolve.
What else should we do?
So you reject the claim that you are just there.
But you yourself should also speak for us. Sometimes when the attack is coming, you as an objective media house should correct them. Because
but the best I can do is to give the platform, at least, and I've done that.
Not necessarily. Sometimes you are here to educate, aren't you?
Yes.
To entertain, educate, and inform.
Yes.
If somebody is uninformed, you educate the person. Don't let it be that, the opposition is obstructive. We've never been obstructive. When we were going to choose a speaker, the NDC, they had somebody in mind. Did we support them to bring another person? We supported Bagbin. Today, and when they proposed Bagbin, I seconded the motion. Correct?
Yes.
Was there a second nomination? Listen, people who misunderstand us must be educated, not only when we come here, but when you, the one sitting in the studio,
But some of these misunderstanding, when we see such actions on the floor and during your work well, at least from what we saw on Thursday and then 7th January, you say we shouldn't limit it to just this one. You've seen some criticism and you've had cause to raise concern about Emefa Hardcastle, for instance, as her description, and Annor Dompreh was not happy. I'm not talking about her. I'm just talking about the description. Some say such actions we are seeing justify at least her silly child comment.
Emefa, did this come from you?
I said some have said because of the actions that we saw, at least unbecoming of MPs.
Out of deference to you, I leave that to your conscience. I won't answer.
Okay.
So ask your next question.
Okay. Well, there's another question.
Control.
People,
if you get up and you'll be asking everything that Emefa Hardcastle, who is a woman, you've been talking woman, calls a man silly. You say that because of something is justified.
We see you talking to another woman and shouting on the woman about shame on you amongst others.
In good faith.
Am I not?
You are not.
Did I not see?
You are saying that you are saying that people are saying
yes.
Emefa was justified in calling a man silly.
Because
that's what you just
of
said.
the subsequent actions.
Emefa, is this coming from you?
I made a comment that
Emefa, is it coming
because of the subsequent action.
From you?
I'm asking questions.
Is it coming from you?
I'm asking questions, not sharing opinions, sir.
Come on.
And then people say
you just asking, so you just asking.
It's a question.
Oh, so you just asking.
It's a question.
Oh.
You disagree with a question? You have a problem with
so
a question? So
you ask every question. Emefa,
there's another
Emefa
question here.
Look me in the eye and so you ask every question. Anybody who writes on your screen,
everybody knows I don't just ask.
So then ask the right questions.
Everybody knows I don't just ask questions.
Anyway, it's up to you.
So there's a question here from Ahilija. People say you address issues with too much emotion. What do you say to that?
It's their opinion, as you said.
Okay.
Life, you cannot get it all. Sometimes you get it right. Sometimes people would praise you. For those ones who are making such observations, we will look forward to improving and making life better for public engagement.
Okay. Your good friend, Dr. Cassiel Ato Forson, gave an advice: learn from me and be good.
What should I learn from
you?
Ato was very disruptive. Go and show the video of Ato when the judges were being nominated. When the judges vetted, get that video and let him watch it. Get that video for him. When he was shouting on Patricia Afia, calling her that Patricia had 10 sins. Go and watch a clip on the floor. And the times that he was against us. Don't be following political statements.
Okay, so you won't learn. There's nothing to learn from him.
I'm saying that watch him. Watch him on the vetting. Ato, you remember when Ato was vetting Katie Amon? He said that he's doing his work. Do you remember that? You remember?
Said same to Brian Champong as well.
You remember? He said the same to Brian Champong.
Yes.
You remember the hard questions Ato asked? You remember the 2 hours, 3 hours? You see, let me tell you, Emefa, the things
do you feel you are being unfairly targeted by people? I
will never feel targeted. Okay. It's part of the game.
Okay.
I'm an opposition leader. You only get criticized when they see you being effective. The NDC is up on the rules because they see some effectiveness. They see a formidable opposition. We have a strong team. We'll make mistakes. Hey, look, J.H. Mensah was attacked. Che Mensah Bonsu came under attack. Bagbin, as minority leader, came under attack. I won't be the first. Harun Idrisu, they call him all manner of names. I've watched their videos. I'm a student of politics. I've watched J.H. Mensah. I've watched Bagbin. Bagbin did worse. Mr. Speaker, who is a top diplomat today, he did worse. Go and watch Bagbin. The 8 years, how he tormented Kufuor. If I do a quarter of what Bagbin did to Kufuor, to Mahama, I'm sure they won't survive. I've not criticized them all. So far, not that I've not started. I said I've not criticized them.
Oh, so there's more to come.
I hold a view that they must form their government. I've been in governance before. I've been a leader of government business sitting in cabinet. I know what it takes to run a government. It's not easy. So I took a position on this matter, a principled position that let's allow them. Do you know how I came under attack? My people were attacking me. I had to defend myself, call a caucus meeting to explain. People didn't understand why I was waiving that clause, that practice that we should wait for 2 weeks. You remember any name that came, within 3 days they are being vetted. Within a day, being vetted. Do you know how I came under attack? But I stood my grounds. I've been in this game for some time. I know that all the days are not equal. If you want to be praised all the time, and by the way, me, I don't listen to social media.
Okay.
I don't watch.
You don't?
Because if I do, I will have depression.
Okay.
So if you insult me, I don't even know you've insulted me. You get my point? 3 days ago or so, somebody was sitting somewhere attacking me. And he deployed people to be calling me to listen. Anytime those people called, I blocked them.
Okay.
Because I won't waste my time. You know, we have something called clinical coding. This is my role. I should detach and move on. When I get home, I don't need to take a sleeping tab. I get on and I sleep and sleep well. I wake up, I read, do my research, do what I'm supposed to do, because this is politics.
Okay.
Somebody is happy, somebody is not happy. The country is polarized politically. So you don't expect everybody to praise you, but at least you must be measured. So I would admit where I've gone wrong. Definitely, I'll step on toes. That is why I was humble enough to apologize to Omanebo. I was humble enough to apologize to Ablakwa and his wife when they had cause to raise issue about my press conference. I said, look, Sammy, tell your dear wife I'm sorry.
Okay.
That is how we take it. On the floor, when I make a mistake, I will say I'm sorry. Where I feel strongly about it and I feel that the words I used, I could have done it better, I will retreat and use a better adjective or better phrase. Check my record. I wouldn't want to be arrogant. I wouldn't want to have a certain tag of arrogance. But I'm a human being. I'm leading a mighty few.
Happy few. And the happy few.
A mighty happy few.
Okay.
Okay? These guys, these NDC boys, if you joke, they will intimidate you. Me, I won't allow them to bully me. Emefa, they can't bully us. If we allow them, they will bully us.
But you yourself, some have said you are such a bully.
But if you bully me, I'll bully you.
Okay.
Like if you try to bully me, I'll bully you.
Have I bullied you?
You can't try.
Okay. So what do you think about the appointments that JHM has made so far? Are they the right people?
Emefa,
the people that have come before you so far, briefly.
People
so that
have
we can
worked
wrap
for
up.
him. We are in a political enterprise. I'm not here to say somebody is good, somebody is bad. My only worry I have is that some of the double standard posture of some of our NDC colleagues. They create the impression that everything about MPP is bad. For instance, protocol. I raised it. You see, Emefa, sometimes I do things deliberately for a certain effect. I served on the Defense and Interior Committee 2013 to 2017. In opposition, I had protocol recruitment. Ben Kumbo gave Defense and Interior Committee, he gave us some protocol. Okay? Police, Ghana Police Service, we got some protocol. I would say the truth. When we came into office, I was a member of Defense and Interior. Kennedy Japan was the chairman. The NDC members were getting more. Their ranking got more than me. I was in government too. Kennedy looked into my eyes and said, hey, or you pay me. Yama in 20 something. Yeah, check or no.
Okay.
And so say the same NDC who told you the last recruitment, those Ghanaians who are training, who told you the NDC they didn't give them some? Henry Kote, he gave them.
So it raises the concerns about the kinds of people that end up in our security services.
Henry gave the qualification.
Yeah.
That makes sure your nominee qualifies.
Okay.
Your nominee should have bought the forms. Your nominee should have the best set, should be of that age, should pass a medical test. So those conditions were there.
Okay.
So that they give an equal opportunity. But sometimes our friends want to deny in public and say, and the recruitment, they know nothing about it. That is, with the greatest respect, unfair to my government. Two, this issue of looting. Emefa, I pray that we get a full day to talk about this so-called looting.
Okay.
Anybody who commits a crime must face the law. I will not say that because of politics, somebody who has committed a crime will not face the law. But if you go to cantonment, you go to chain homes, the entire chain homes was a state land that a private developer acquired from the state. Why is the so-called ORA not interested in going to chain homes to question all the property owners that you have looted.
Okay.
If you go to Cantonment, all these huge apartments owned by the Turkish, the Lebanese, Syrians, Indians, British, American, all investors from all parts of the world, including Ghanaians, own properties in Cantonment, rich, Roman rich, and all. You know, when Mr. Blackwell was talking about looting, there were some big men behind him, who I know own state land at Ridge.
Okay.
Huge acreage.
But these are things you do not
Hold on. Look, menu boy kakro.
Okay.
Inyan sembia na waka. Boja to masa. Inyan sembia na nimpa edu wenwu hwa. It's one oka. They are acting childish. And they are creating an impression that they are righteous. That is why they cannot boldly say that they own a property at Airport Hills. That is why they say, my wife takes care of me. I am a tenant.
Who is the fight? Who are you talking about?
Emefa, who in this country will stay at Airport Hills and rent that place you build to own? The covenant in the agreement is that it's owner occupation. They won't allow you
to rent.
Okay.
Well, we're wrapping up. At least, really, our time is up. But it's early days yet. Just a few days into you being the minority leader. How have you fared so far? If you were to rate yourself.
No, that you know I
10 minutes. How have you fared so far?
That I cannot.
Don't rate yourself. How have you fared?
Well, it's been challenging. It's tough. MPP is a party of equals. You need to really consult broadly. You cannot be taking unilateral decisions. Again, I think, let me thank some very good friends who have had cause to always look at my actions and criticize in one way or the other. Commend me when I do it well, criticize where I go wrong, and they are continuously shaping me. To be in that hot seat is not easy. You need to have the strength and be able to do it and do it well. So God be my guide. I keep praying. I have a prayer team. Father has been very supportive. I have an Anglican priest in Winneba who is always... Yes, I believe in prayer. When Sam George was talking about Holy Spirit baptism, I received Holy Spirit baptism way back in St. Augustine's. Okay? He doesn't know. We've not had the opportunity to talk about religion. But when people talk, just leave them. But it's okay. The time will come. I believe that with God on my side, I will succeed. I will make mistakes. There are potholes on the way. There are asphalt road on the way. We'll get to each one of them. As we grow, we learn from our mistakes. I'm not a perfect guy. I can be. All right, but I know Afenyo Markin of 2013 is not the same Afenyo Markin of today. If God gives me life, my Afenyo Markin in the next 8 years will not be the same as the Afenyo Markin of today. So we learn on the job, accept our mistakes. People criticizing you, you go back. Sometimes you may not admit it publicly. You go back, you realize, oh no, in true. I erred. You come correct it and you move on. That is life, c'est la vie. What else can I do?
Thank you so much for being a part
for having me here.
Of the show, and we look forward to having you again right here on the
you've done so well. You didn't invite me again, I'll come.
I look forward to it.
If you are done below, but I wouldn't have honored your invitation.
You threatened a few times to walk out of the show. Thankfully, you did not. We've seen the end of it.
You see, you are doing
Thank you. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. That's the Ofutu MP, the minority leader, ranking member on the Appointments Committee, Alexander Kwamina Afenyo Markin.
I add my other Annor name.
Which is it?
Which you know.
Which one is it?
You can.
Alexander Afenyo Markin, the chairman man.
They call me Komi. Afetogbo, Afenyo.
The Afetogbo that cannot speak ever.
Yes, I admit.
Okay.
It will be better.
We'll see how it goes. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. There's more when you log on to myjoyonline.com. I am Emefa Apau.